Welcome, one and all, to Pacific414 Pop Talk. I'm your host, Mike, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about two articles in this particular episode. And the first article is about Ezra Miller's future as the Flash, and the second article is about a pop culture classroom attempt in Colorado to block Gina Carano from attending a fan expo. So let's go ahead and get into our first article here for this video. And this first article comes from Superhero Hype, and the headline reads as follows: Report: Warner Brothers is reevaluating Ezra Miller's future as the Flash. This article is by Blair Marnell. It was posted on Wednesday, April 6th. And the article goes on to say, last month, while Hollywood was at the Oscars, the Flash star Ezra Miller was getting arrested at a karaoke bar in Hawaii. And while it wasn't Miller's first brush with controversy, it may finally bring some consequences down upon the actor. According to Rolling Stone, Warner Brothers Pictures had an emergency impromptu meeting to discuss Ezra Miller's future with the studio last week. And the early word is that the WB plans to hit the pause on any future projects involving Miller, including possible appearances in the DC cinematic universe. Complicating that course of action is the fact that Miller is starring in Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore next week, and The Flash is also one of WB's biggest films for 2023. There is no talk about replacing Miller as the lead of The Flash, since that would be prohibitively expensive and only further delay the film. However, if the Rolling Stone report is accurate, it could be Miller's final turn as Barry Allen. Article continues to say Rolling Stone's sources also said that Miller had frequent meltdowns during The Flash's filming. While the report stresses that Miller was not violent on set, it did say that Ezra would get a thought in their head and say, I don't know what I'm doing here. The same source characterized Miller as losing it. Miller's arrest at the karaoke bar was reportedly for becoming agitated by a woman who was singing before swearing at her and grabbing the mic away. Miller also allegedly lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts. But that's not the end of Miller's legal woes. A couple in Hawaii filed a temporary restraining order against Miller after his arrest. This time, Miller is accused of forcibly entering the couple's bedroom, stealing a passport and wallet, before verbally threatening them. It's unclear how or if they know Miller. The article concludes by saying the following: By a fortunate coincidence, Miller was never scheduled to be on the press tour for The Secrets of Dumbledore, so Warner Brothers doesn't have to parade their star in front of the press anytime soon. However, The Flash is another issue. It would be extremely difficult to begin promoting that film without its primary performer. And the studio will ultimately have to decide whether to stand by Miller or cut their losses. What do you think should be done about Miller? Let us know in the comments section. Honestly, in my humble opinion, and you may have a different opinion, and I would appreciate it if you left your opinion in the comments section. But in my humble opinion, this is a cry for help. He needs help. Ezra Miller needs help. You know, you keep hearing about Ezra Miller lashing out, doing things, and breaking the law, getting arrested. This is a cry for help. And Warner Brothers needs to do their due diligence to get him that help. You might feel differently, but that's where I stand on this. Get him the help he needs. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our next article. This comes to us from Bounty in the Comics. It was written by John F. Trent, and it was posted on Thursday, April 7th. It says Pop Culture Classroom attempts to get Terror on the Prairie actress Gina Carano removed from Fan Expo in Denver. And it starts off by saying Pop Culture Classroom, an organization that claims to inspire a love of learning, increases literacy, celebrates diversity, and builds community through the tools of popular culture and the power of self expression, admitted they attempted to get actress Gina Carano removed from the upcoming Fan Expo Denver. Article continues by saying Carano, who has appeared in numerous films, including Fast and the Furious 6, Deadpool, Haywire, and Heist, as well as the Star Wars show The Mandalorian, was announced to be a part of Fan Expo Denver on April 6th. The convention tweeted, the Fan Expo Denver Star Wars lineup is growing. Gina Carano, Cara Dune is coming to Denver and joining Star Wars legends like Min Nya Wen, Fennec Shan, Carl Weathers, Grief Karga, and Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka Tano. A pretty good lineup. Okay, goes on to say, in response to Carano's invitation and confirmed announcement for Fan Expo Denver, Pop Culture Classroom took to their Twitter account, issuing a statement revealing that they attempted to get Gina Carano removed from the convention. First, they wrote Pop Culture Classroom is committed to creating welcoming and inclusive spaces through our educational programs at Fan Expo Denver. PCC was not consulted on the booking of Gina Carano and opposes her involvement in the Fan Expo Denver event. It also goes on to say in a subsequent tweet, they added Carano's past comments and actions are direct odds with our organization submission to celebrate diversity and build inclusive pop culture spaces where all feel welcomed. And finally goes on to say, finally, they revealed they attempted to get her canned from the event. We expressed our opposition to the team at Fan Expo Denver, and Carano will not be participating in any of Pop Culture Classroom's educational programs or activities during the event. It goes on to say, interestingly, Pop Culture Classroom, whose board directors includes Tony Ellis de Jesus, Santana Allen, Frank Torina, J.P. Prentice, Esteban Morin, Todd Fukai, and Kyle Burnett provide absolutely zero evidence to support their claim that Gina Carano's actions are at direct odds with our organization's mission to celebrate diversity and build inclusive pop, pop culture spaces where all feel welcome. Article goes on to say, if this sounds familiar, it's exactly how Disney justified firing Gina Carano for The Mandalorian. A Disney spokesman announced Carano's firing back on February 10th, 2021, via a statement that read Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm and there are no plans for her to be in the future. It added, nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. And it goes on to say one of the social media posts in question was a post from her Instagram stories that was a screenshot from Warrior Prestige Gym Podcast, warning about how hating your neighbors can lead to extreme violence. It read, Jews were beaten down in the streets, not by the Yazis soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Goes on to say, the post then features a quote that states, because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Yahtzee soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? And it continues to say in this article, in fact, Carano's Instagram stories post mirrored one of the Auschwitz Memorial from November 2018. The Auschwitz Memorial tweeted, "When we look at Auschwitz, we see the end of the process. It's important to remember that the Holocaust actually did not start from gas chambers. This hatred gradually developed from words, stereotypes, and prejudice through legal exclusion, dehumanization, and escalating violence," they added. And we continue with the article with it saying, "One has to wonder how Gina Carano's past comments and actions are at direct odds with Pop Culture Classroom's mission. It makes one question whether Pop Culture Classroom's mission and values are completely fake and they don't actually believe in them whatsoever. In fact, I would argue that by attempting to ban Gina Carano, Pop Culture Classroom exposed themselves as complete and utter hypocrites. And they are. They absolutely are. In my humble opinion, they are. Preach one thing, you say one thing, you do another. And that's exactly what they're doing. It says they do not believe in inclusiveness and diversity, and they clearly do not believe in making all people feel welcomed, given they are trying to ban her from a convention. No, it's their way or the highway. If you don't agree with them, well, then they try to cancel you. That's exactly what they're doing. Instead, it appears Pop Culture Classroom looks more like a political entry and is making decisions based on politics and are trying to cloak their political agenda in words of inclusiveness, diversity, and welcoming. The wolf under the sheep's clothing just exposed itself. That's for sure. And you've already heard my opinion on this story, what I think they're doing. Yeah, they're putting politics into it. They're saying one thing, doing another. They're pretty much lying about their own statement. But I'm also curious to know what you all have to say about this article and the article concerning Ezra Miller. Please leave your comments down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, leave a thumbs down. Share this video with your friends. Comment on the video below and subscribe to the Pacific 4 YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you and have a good weekend.